How to scale your startup. What's one of the most common wishful thinking of aspiring businessmen? That you'll open up a startup and begin to scale, just like that. In the real world, it rarely happens that way. Instead, most startups stay small or die. Only a handful scale up into companies worth millions and even billions. So what do these handful of companies do to expand their worth? We'll take inspiration from Scaling Up, How a Few Companies Make It and Why the Rest Don't, by Verne Harnish. And to help you understand it better, we'll follow the journey of David, a startup company owner who built his company the way you want to. Before we begin, make sure to hit subscribe to our channel. This will give you early access to our video content when we upload next. And now, let's begin. David and a few other friends opened their separate startups together. However, while others died or couldn't scale, David's company grew unexpectedly. So what did he do differently? To grow his business, he focused on overcoming 3 key challenges. 3 key obstacles to growth. Leadership. David hired and developed other leaders to do 3 things. He delegated tasks to the right people and put systems for accountability, measurement, feedback, and rewards. He stayed in touch with customers, the marketplace, and the frontline staff to predict and respond to emerging trends. He ensured everyone was moving in the same direction and doing what was needed to achieve the company's goals. Scalable infrastructure. David focused on building physical and organizational systems and structures like phone, accounting, and customer databases. Market dynamics. David understood the evolving competitive pressures and responded to them accordingly. Since companies need more cash for growth at $1 to $10 million turnover and beyond that, David made sure his company operated consistently to attract and retain talent, satisfy customer needs, and generate predictable profits. Next, he implemented the 4D framework. Implementing the 4D framework. The 4D framework involves 4 habits and routines, transforming a small startup into a massive profit engine. The 4 Ds include drivers. One of the first things David did in his organization was implement crucial growth drivers. He further accelerated them with coaching, tech usage, and continuous learning. Demands. People versus processes are the most common conflicting demands. David made sure to balance the conflicting demands. He did this by improving the company's reputation with 3 groups of people: employees, customers, shareholders. He also improved productivity with 3 processes: make, buy, sell. Record keeping. Disciplines. David's company built 3 disciplines to support the effective execution of operations: setting priorities, gathering data, building a meeting rhythm. Decisions. Lastly, he combined the 3 Ds to base his decisions. Ultimately, it helped build the right decisions like attracting and retaining the right people, developing a differentiated strategy relevant to customers and set you apart from competitors, executing perfecting through habits, having enough cash to survive through times. How to apply the 4D framework. The 4D framework can be applied in any sequence. You can start with what you have, gradually fill in the gaps, and refine the details over time. David used the following sequence to apply the 4D framework. Before explaining how he did it, make sure you've subscribed to our channel. People. David understood that a strong business requires great people internally and externally. And great people include everyone from the staff to investors, suppliers, and customers. You must identify whether the stakeholders are happy and engaged in the business and whether you would choose to work with them again. The goal should be to have the right people in the right roles, doing the right things and supported by the right systems. Besides, know the difference between accountability, the ability to count. This falls on only one person who tracks the progress and surfaces relevant issues. Responsibility, the ability to respond. This falls on everyone involved in the process or issue. Authority, the party that makes the final decision. David focused on 3 sets of people: leaders, teams, managers. He invested 2 to 3% of the payroll on training for all 3 sets. Besides that, David onboarded new staff and provided online learning and coaching to develop his people. Strategy. Strategy involves 2 sets of activities. Strategies thinking involves senior leaders focusing on a few vital issues. Execution planning involves middle managers and frontline staff implementing the strategy. When focusing on strategy, you must ask this key question: can you articulate your company's strategy, and is it bringing sustainable growth in revenue and gross margins? Besides that, you must know your core. Your core includes core values, core purpose, core competencies. Once you know them, you can bring your values and purpose to life. David followed all these routes, which led to the implementation of a winning strategy. You can ensure that you've executed a winning strategy with the following 3 signs. 3 signs of a winning strategy. Your company's profitability is more than 3x the industry's average. There's no drama from missed deadlines, mundane mistakes, etc. People aren't working overtime regularly to fix problems. The key question to ask yourself here is, are all processes running smoothly and driving superior profitability? Cash. Cash is one of the crucial factors due to which businesses go bust. And yet, most leaders must focus on profit loss and while neglecting cash flow. David did the opposite while asking himself this: do I have steady and ideally internal sources of cash to power my business growth? He used the following ways to ensure a steady cash flow. Cash flow acceleration. Cash conversion cycle, or CCC, is the method through which you can measure how long it takes for a dollar spent to flow through your business and return to your pocket. So, here's what David did. He mapped out how cash moved through his business with 4 main CCCs: sales, production and inventory, delivery, billing and payment. He also found ways to improve each CCC, like how to shorten cycling times, how to reduce mistakes, how to change his business, improving margins or rewarding early payment. Profitability with accounting. Proper accounting is valuable. It shows which parts of the business are profitable or unprofitable and surfaces significant trends for decision-making. David made sure of the following key aspects to keep moving in the right direction. Beware of distortions. Set meaningful profit targets. Improve labor efficiency. Ensure every role adds value. Replace unproductive employees. Once David gained 15% profitability, he addressed 4 forces of cash flow: taxes, debt, capital target, bonuses or dividends. How to improve your cash position. When faced with initial struggles with cash, you can use these 7 financial levers to improve your cash position. Eventually, it can lead to gaining financial returns. 1. Increase the price of goods and services. 2. Sell a higher volume of goods and services at the same price. 3. Reduce direct costs or cost of goods. 4. Reduce operating expenses. 5. Reduce accounts receivable. 6. Adjust inventory. 7. Adjust accounts payable. Remember, you cannot improve all 7 levers concurrently, but you can leverage the power of 1 by calculating the improvements from tweaking each lever by 1% or 1 day. After that, decide what to focus on. And that's all you need to scale your business like David did. It may take 2 to 3 years for all the tools, techniques, and habits to be incorporated into your organization, and it can take another 2 to 3 years to master them. So don't try to do everything at once. Instead, persevere in taking 1 step at a time to improve one area, and you'll enjoy massive payoffs. Feeling inspired already? Check out Scaling Up: How a Few Companies Make It and Why the Rest Don't by Verne Harnish for the complete details. And subscribe to Video Monks to continue watching inspirational videos like this one.